Oh, all is well. All is well.
I'm
Okay.
doing well.
Doing well. Okay. Well, guys, I wanted to kind of get you guys in tune for this training that we're going to have, and introduce you to your tools and start to go ahead and do a little training, so that if you feel led, you can be in a position of leadership or this training where you can get to learn your tool prior to us training. And this depends on how many people come out for the training session or for the next set of meetings. If we don't get an increase of students inside the program, I usually make the stuff up as I go based upon your skill level. And so I just like to record everything that we do, such that when we get to the place where we want to go to another chapter, you guys have tools and I don't have to sit in this space again. Now you'll have the tools to do what I'm doing, but to make it your own. Does that make sense? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm assuming y'all are on mute. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
okay. So I want to pull up the agenda. And I'm constantly working on a lot of stuff, so give me a minute to find it. Okay, so. Okay, drive. Okay. Okay, so today we're gonna go through the role. So last time you guys selected roles, and so now I'm gonna give each role a tool. And so not only a tool, but can anybody tell me what a KPI is? Anybody guess?
I'm not familiar with that term.
Okay. So as we go through this, I'm going to teach you guys business development terms, such that when you leave me, or if you start your own company, or if you want to progress into what we're doing, you're able to talk the lingo of what businesses want to hear. So a KPI is a key performance indicator. A key performance indicator is when you're putting together a company, you're putting together a set of systems, and every system should have some measure of whether or not that system is working and working well. Does that make sense? And so as we develop this chapter, we will put together processes, and you guys will have tools. And then as we go through using your tool and understanding how to use your tool, then I'm going to numerically assign a number that tells me whether or not that person needs some more assistance in what they're doing, whether or not we need to assign somebody else to what they're doing, whether that person is efficient in what they're doing. And so that's called a KPI, key performance indicator. What number is assigned to a specific process or procedure that says, hey, this is a good job, this is a fair job, this is an okay job, this is an awesome job, or this is a poor job. So today what I'm doing, I'm going to give you guys tools according to what position you sit in, such that whatever chapter we open, the president is going to be responsible for the agenda. The president is going to be responsible for the logistics. The vice president is going to be responsible for the concepts, the scripts, the storyboards, and production. The secretary is going to be responsible for a weekly blog and upload to YouTube. And the director of production is going to manage the video productions and make sure that everything is running smoothly, and will jump in where they need to jump in when it comes to production. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up, down. Yes. Okay. Okay. So thumbs up. Okay. So so we have tools, and so every agenda will let us know what today's date is, and it will be the president's responsibility to set the agenda for each meeting, whether it is a meeting that is Zoom or whether it is a meeting that is in person. It will be the president's job to set the tone of the organization, to keep us on track, to give us parameters around what we're going to be doing, and to tell us what the desired outcome is. So today is October 5th. This meeting is held at 5 o'clock on Zoom. The desired outcome of this meeting is that executive officers will understand the roles and their tools. And it will be the secretary's job, and the secretary is Jervis. It will be the secretary's job to have recapped right here what we did in the last meeting in a blog. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen this. So Jaden, have you seen this Facebook post? I mean, have you seen this blog post? Jamal, have you seen this blog post?
No, ma'am, I wasn't even aware that it was posted.
Okay, so each week what happens is whatever we did inside of our meeting, the secretary will look at the tape, will actually come in and write a synopsis of what we did. And so this blog post has video in it. It has each person that attended the meeting and a little synopsis of what they did or said. And so if you take a look at it, let's just click here.
Too much youth incorporate on the youth community foundation. Alpha and Omega here at Winston-Salem State University, and I've been part of Too Much TV basically for going like I remember as a young guy, young boy. I was making comic books basically for like at my age group, like 5-year-olds.
And you guys can come back and look at it, but after every meeting, we're going to be establishing content. And can somebody kind of pose a reason as to why we will be doing this?
I think the reason for doing this is to, I would say, highlight and showcase what we're doing and keeping it documented on a timeline basis.
Yep. And so you can go through and read it, but it basically said lights, camera, action. The campus of Winston-Salem University was abuzz with excitement as a new era of media and technology takes center stage. On a crisp autumn evening, students gathered for the inaugural interest meeting of Alpha and Omega Media Development, a thriving chapter under the umbrella of technology, media, and telecommunications. The purpose: to create and produce positive programming for HBCU TV, a groundbreaking initiative poised to make waves. And this was written for me by ChatGTP. So it didn't take really much. I just put in, let's see if I can see what I put in. Let's see. This is last Thursday. I use ChatGTP for a lot of my clients. It is the most amazing tool ever. I think that it allows us to be able to really do some amazing work with ChatGTP. I think the prompt was maybe create a blog post for HBCU TV. And then I put in y'all's names and the positions that you guys were elected to, and it spit me out this article in like 30 seconds. So it's really not hard. I forgot some key pieces, but when I went back and when we uploaded the footage, I was able to roll the footage and be able to see exactly what some people said. And so I was able to put that in the prompt, and the blog post was written in a matter of seconds. And so This will be the responsibility of the secretary, such that every time we have a meeting, the secretary will actually pull together a blog post to redefine what it is that that we've done. So let's see, the KPI, the key performance indicator, would be for every meeting that's scheduled, there would be one blog post, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so if there was a kickoff meeting, if there is a 2-day training, which is a 2-day training, and if there's a meeting every other week, however many meetings there are in one semester, then we're supposed to have one blog post per meeting. So I'll have a KPI of having, let's say there were 10 meetings, 10 blog posts from Winston-Salem State by the end of the semester. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And so so the content that we are creating for the meetings is going to be content that sits there, that when we sit down to do a video production, we can actually go back and pull that footage, and therefore now it's easier to make the film. And so it is the responsibility of the secretary to actually have that posted in the agenda every week. So let's look at what the president is responsible for. President will Gmail to create weekly agenda. President will create weekly agenda. Okay. So the president will come in here into this document, and I can have a meeting with you, Alex, on an individual basis to kind of get you acclimated to the back office, the Google, so that you'll know how to come in, duplicate this. So when we meet on Monday, or whatever time you want to meet this week to talk about the next week's agenda, we can schedule a time where you can sit down and we can look at what your tool and how you're going to use that tool, and how you can take the same template and how you can use what topic, who is responsible for it, and then the notes around it. And so this is the template that you'll be using for every meeting. So the KPI for the president is to be able to have an agenda for each of the meetings. If we were to have 10 meetings, then we would have a KPI that the president must have 10 agendas in a semester. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does. It does.
Okay. Okay, so the president will set meetings using RamSync. President will be knowledgeable of processes of each department. So you should be able to go to your president and he should be able to assist you. If you have problems, you say, okay, well, you know what, Tamisha's expecting 10 of this, but I can't get this done. So if there is a problem with you getting the work done, you let your president know before it's like you just show up with no work. Because if you just show up with no work, it's a waste of everybody's time. So I want you to understand your KPI, and I want you to understand your tool. And I want the president to understand the tool and the KPI so that he can help you make sure that you are hitting your key performance indicators. The president must be knowledgeable of the processes of each department, and communicate. And the president is also responsible for communication infrastructures, landing pages, work orders, and Slack. Okay, so let's go to Slack. Each of you guys should have gotten an invitation to be a part of Slack. That is how we're going to create a robust work system in each of the chapters. So the presidents will be inside of Zoho. All the members of the chapter plus the president will be in Slack. Then on campus, we'll probably start a GroupMe for the organizations so that you can start to go to organizations and you collect the information in the GroupMe. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, so this is Slack. This is our communication tool. Everybody was sent out an invitation for Slack. I need for you to accept the invitation so that this will be where we communicate, and agendas will come here. Everything that the chapter needs will be in, this will be our communication tool. How many of you guys got the invitation for Slack?
I did. I accepted it as well.
Who was I?
Jamal Martin.
Jamal. Okay, so Jamal, you got in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so yep, you sure did, because I said hello. I said hello to you. So Jaden, I need you to accept your invitation for Slack. Alexander, I need you to accept your invitation for Slack. Alexander, call Christian and make him accept his invitation for Slack. I will see him on Friday if he doesn't do it before then. And Jarvis, he's not here tonight. When you guys see Jarvis, have him accept his invitation for Slack. Now, if someone is not here, because we record these meetings and because Jamal, you are head of a production, I expect for you to get with that person and say, hey, this is what you missed. You might send them a link and get them caught up. This video will get them caught up on what they're supposed to do. I am really a stickler about KPIs because that's how I manage the business. So I don't, after I train you, my goal is to train you, let you go, and then I'm looking at the numbers. So I'm gonna look at the KPIs, and then when I see, okay, if I put 10 KPIs of agenda, I'm missing an agenda. Okay, I'm trying to see why we're missing an agenda. But when it comes down to the numbers, I like for the numbers to be there, because when the numbers are all in place, that means we're ready to go to another, we're ready to go to another university. And I don't want to spend too much time in Winston-Salem because I spent a bunch of time at Shaw University and I'm done with that. I'm over that. I'm done with spending a bunch of time. And I think that you guys have the drive, the tenacity, and I think you have the wherewithal to make this work really fast as you learn this process. Okay, so I need everybody to accept their information for Slack. I do not want to send a bunch of emails out. It becomes hard looking for emails. Who responded? I don't know who responded. When you come to Slack and we put in work orders and we're charging people to be able to do certain things, we need to have a space where business can be conducted, and that will be Slack. Any information on any questions on that? Okay, so we're up next. The vice president. Jaden, I think that Jaden, I feel like you have a lot of creative energy inside of you. Like, just, I think you're full of stories. I think that not only are you full of stories and you have your own organization, I think that turning the cameras on you first, which is what you requested, is something that is so doable. And so I wrote up a script. So our first production will be a campus tour. And when I come to Winston-Salem to train you guys, we will actually shoot the first episode of HBCU TV in the campus tour. And Jaden, you're going to be over the concepts, the scripts, and the storyboards for production. So let me come in here and see what I did with this. I'm sorry that I don't have this ready for you, but let me go back into chat. Let's see what I did with it. Y'all still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Yep, here it is. Discovering the Legacy, Winston-Salem State University, History and Founders. So when we first discussed, I think our first meeting with the president and the vice president, and a meeting with Alex, he discussed about the history of Winston-Salem State University. I think before we jump off into the clubs and start talking about the students of Winston-Salem State, we first need to talk about the history and the founders of Winston-Salem State and give a campus tour. So I will train you when I come to train you guys on the 14th, and we're still waiting on those dates for confirmation. This is going to be the script that we're going to work with. I'm going to put this in the agenda where you guys can access it. And let me just read through it really quick. It says, Discovering the Legacy, Winston-Salem State University. Welcome, everyone, to the special edition of Discovering the Legacy, Winston-Salem State University. In this first segment, we'll take you back in time to explore the rich history and the visionary founders who shaped the remarkable institution. Winston-Salem State University was founded in 19. So it talks about so there's a narrator that's sitting around and talking about the Winston-Salem State, how it was started as an academy. And so segment 2 is about the history and the industries. Not only do we want you to talk about Winston-Salem State, we also want you to talk about the surrounding business. And so that's something that I want to get into and talk to Orlando about, Mr. Orlando about, because he suggested some of the business, I guess, partnerships that Winston-Salem has. And so my goal is to put you guys in leadership positions where you're taking out cameras and you're right in front of people that, one, make you look good, increase your networking base, 2, make the university look good, and 3, provides content for the university. So this talks about the history and the industries of Winston-Salem State University. And then segment 3 will be about campus showcase and about segment 4 about academic excellence and the schools that are academically excellent within the organization, within the university. And then you're going to recap, and then you're going to go into your next show. And your next show is going to be about you, Jaden, and about what you do as a head of one of the clubs. So you would actually say, hey, the next time we're going to talk to you about some of the clubs on Winston-Salem State University. And then sometime during homecoming, you would plan to say, okay, what can my club do for homecoming? And we'd write a script on that. And then we'd actually start to shoot that. Are there any questions? How many of you guys have used ChatGPT?
Nah, I'm well familiar with ChatGPT, and what you said sounds great. So, do you want me, just going back to the piece about homecoming, do you want me to start like thinking of some things now?
Yep. Because so I did this section. When I come into y'all meetings, I'm gonna be quiet, and the next meeting you're gonna run it. You're gonna run it. The president's gonna come with the agenda. You're gonna come with the concept. The secretary will have done the blogs, and the director of production will make sure that people are showing up, getting to where they're supposed to be, and chiming in what they need. And then I'm gonna show you another system that you guys will be using, because I'm gonna give you access to these systems. And you see what you see what the prompt was? Create a 30-minute script for HBUC TV to show off the campus of Winston-Salem State University. Create 6 5-minute segments. So everything we do will be 6 5-minute segments. Segment 1 should talk about the history of Winston-Salem State, its incorporation, the founders. Segment 2 should talk about the history and the industries of Winston-Salem State. Segment 3 and 4 should be scripted to show off campus and highlight the degrees offered by the university. Segment 5 should recap the show and draw viewers in for the next show, getting to know student leaders on campus. And then it wrote me out a script. And so, Jaden, your takeaway from this is, okay, who do I need to interview on campus? And this is if I was you, I'd be thinking about the chancellors, department heads, and all of those things. Maybe even start with Mr. Orlando to get him on film, because the last video we had got him on film. And then you want to say, this is now my script. And usually with the script, for every segment, you want at least one interview in each segment. Does it make sense?
Got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. So because each segment is one video, right?
Yeah,
Like one episode.
It's no each segment is 5 minutes, and all 6 segments will equal 1 episode on Too Much TV.
Oh, got you.
You break it down in chunks.
Got
Now
you.
you're the creative director, but you're gonna pass this work to your director of production, and he's gonna assign people to be able to make this happen. You come up with the concepts. You script it out. You storyboard it out.
Got
Okay.
you. That makes sense. And you say you would recommend me interviewing a faculty member for each segment, or could it be like a leader in a student organization?
However you want to do it. That's your creative genius.
Got you.
And then you would set out the concepts. Now, if you want to do the back end work too and say, because right now it's only 4 or 5 of you guys. So right now you don't have too much of you don't have too many people to work with. So, but you, when I say, well, the concept ain't done, I got somebody now to hold accountable to. Somebody, y'all can't pass the buck. Jaden was supposed to do that. So, okay. So then if it didn't get staffed, okay. Well, Jamal was supposed to do that. So I want to be able to have if everybody knows their role, their responsibility, and their tool, then their KPIs, and this is accountability. So you come up with when you hand it off to your director of production, he's gonna make sure there are people to make this thing come to life. But you are gonna come up with the concepts.
Got you.
Okay. And so I'll be going more in depth in training, but I want you to start thinking about this, because if you want to, you can go ahead and script out the next 3 or 4 shows. So then that way, when we go into training, you can be producing. So this goes based upon how well you know your tool and how you're using your tool. Are you familiar with storyboarding?
I'm not familiar with it, but I can learn though.
So anything you don't know anything, and I even spelled it wrong, but it came up. This is storyboarding. So storyboarding is you actually saying what your shots are going to look like.
Yeah. That's good to know. I need that.
So you come up with the concept. So your first thing might be like, okay, I need the moderator to stand right here. I want them to stand behind the library, and and so you would just say you're building here, library. So you're gonna set up your shots. And I do have a curriculum to show you how to do shots, and that's the kind of stuff that I'll be showing you guys during training, so that you get a in-depth. Everybody gets the same in-depth training, and you can hone in off of what it is that you're supposed to be doing with your tool. Because there's no way that I can go through all of this right now in an hour. I just want you to understand what you're going to be responsible for and start to do it in the next meeting.
Gotcha.
Any more questions?
Nope.
Okay. So let's see. So Alex, can you tell me what you're responsible for doing?
Did you just call on me?
Yep. Can you tell me
Okay,
as the president, what you're supposed to be doing?
I basically have to make the itinerary or the agenda, make sure that the meetings are posted and let everyone know, get everyone on one accord. And if anybody's kind of lacking in the area, make sure that they can come to me so I can transfer that information to you. So we just don't have like a lack of production when it comes down to when we need to produce.
Okay, and one more thing.
What was it? The meetings? Was it? It was coordinating the meetings, right?
Infrastructure.
The infrastructure. Okay, yeah. That's
right.
Right.
So when a club comes to say the flag girls come in and say, hey, yo, we want y'all to produce our practices. What's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
process for that?
Where's the what? I'm sorry.
What's the process for that? How much?
Um,
How much does that cost?
yes, ma'am. Breaking it down to the respective officers in the chapter.
Well, the infrastructure is how people order services from you. Your infrastructure is how you get paid. How does that money truncate? How does it travel? How does it, how what you gonna do with that money? And so we'll have a treasurer, but the infrastructure of it coming into the organization and you requesting services and knowing the camera has to go out, knowing the camera's checked in and where that equipment is and where we're gonna keep the equipment, that's up to the president. It's infrastructure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so Vice President Jaden, what are you responsible for?
I'm responsible for creating the concepts, meaning like what we're going to be doing, how it's going to be done, where it will be at, you know, the visionary aspect of that. I'll be in charge of the storyboards for the production. So exactly what I want and how it will be shot, and then where it will be shot. You know, just how it will be received on camera, and the scripts. So basically, just what we'll be doing on camera, written and verbal scripts. Basically, just being the creative genius and making sure that I keep the ideas rolling with this company, with this institution.
Okay. Jamal, Jaden's not here. I mean, Jervis is not here. What is he responsible for doing?
You you asked me what Jarvis is responsible for.
Uh-huh.
To create the weekly blog and like upload it. So like that's like when he go into ChatGPT and like do the like what you was doing first. I forgot what she put, but I forgot the example. I'm not gonna lie, but like basically you said write a blog about the topic, and then ChatGPT wrote it.
Yep. And then we start pictures in. So let me show you guys how to do that. And so this information needs to get to Jarvis. He is responsible for it, whether he's here or not. And so because we have the power of technology, somebody can send him over this link. That would be your job, Jamal, when they're not here to be able to. You want to say, hey, man, you missed this, but this is what we went over. This is what you're responsible for. And I'm about to show you guys what he's supposed to do. If he don't do his job, then I'm holding Jamal accountable. Because Jamal needs to say, you know what, Jarvis, I need to shoot this over to Jay. Man, I got this, and the third, but this got to be done. I can't do it. Can you do it? So that is your job, Jamal. Your job is to stand in the gap and to make sure you got enough people to do it. But it gets when they aren't there to fulfill or be there, your job is to make sure that there's a production. Your job is to make sure there's a KPI.
Okay. Well, I think we're all familiar with ChatGPT, because I personally use it for like to help me with my papers, like to make sure, you know, grammar check and like to revise it and stuff like that.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. It's amazing. So it makes our job so much more easier. It makes us be able to do way more work because the computer is basically doing it for us and we just got to send it through these processes.
I had a question.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Like for Jaden's instance, like I know GPT has like made the actual like background, but is it possible to actually like just kind of what is it called, improvise a little bit on what we do, just a little bit?
What you mean?
Do we have to go specific? Like, do we have to make sure that we're doing it like exactly how ChatGPT
No, I mean, I just want a product that is grammatically correct, sounds good, doesn't have any errors that we can circulate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Because I mean, I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that the Shaw students wrote when and I'm gonna show you the tool that he's supposed to be using. And so let's go into that right now. So let me go into Zenfolio. So this is the tool that we use to in the process. So after a meeting, you will have video. And so you will log in to Zenfolio, zenfolio.com. The login is admin at toomuchtvinc.com. And the password is TMT24TVN. So if you go back and look at it in this, it tells you Zenfolio TMT24TVN. Everybody see that? So I go into Zenfolio. I have the login button. And I'm in the back office. Okay. So what happens is this is where all the client stuff goes. So whether I'm doing weddings or now the key is with Zenfolio, you can't put in any videos that are over 2 gigs. So every time we do a video, we're doing snippets of videos that are good for Zenfolio, right? So every 5 minutes or every time someone changes up or every time we switch a scene, I think Christian did the shooting. He's very familiar with Zenfolio and how we upload. He's familiar with this process. So basically every time someone spoke, I think he was hitting the record button, off, on button. So that'll be the secretary's responsibility, because if you don't do it that way, then what happens is Zenfolio won't take the video. So you're gonna be short of KPIs of how. So if our meetings last an hour, they start on time, they finish on time, and we would do 5 minutes. 5 divided by 60 is what? 12, right? So we should have 12 5-minute videos in Zenfolio after each meeting. So now that's a KPI. Everybody get that?
Yep.
Okay. So a key performance indicator of a chapter that's probably doing a great job. When I look in their Zenfolio after a chapter meeting, they're gonna have 12 5-minute snippets of what was said, roughly. You know, it might be give or take. So if it's 6 or 7, I'm not gonna say anything because it's like that's still content. If it's 0, we got a problem. So because that chapter isn't because if you don't have any content, then you can't circulate to other organizations, can't find additional funders, can't find salespeople. So we have content is king. That's what's going to make us money. That's what's gonna make the chapter money. And so let's look at so their library set up with how we do this is library. So I do it by year. So every so my client library 2023, this is what we've done this year. And so when you put something in, it should say HBCU TV Winston. And it should have said HBCU Winston interest meeting. That's what it should have said. But it'll say whatever you put on the work order, and I haven't done the work orders yet. So wait a minute, that gallery is empty, so it wasn't there. Hold on, let's see what was this. Rams chapter. Okay, so it's so no, they should say TMT chapter. So it should start off with what the program is, TMT chapter, Alpha Omega interest meeting, so that when we have our internal team, probably going to be the Shaw students and mentees, we'll probably start to help chapters in what areas that they are short in the KPIs is a consistent way. So you put it in TMT chapter, it's the Alpha Omega, that's your chapter name, and then it's your interest meeting. So if I go there, this is all the content that was uploaded. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pieces of content. So Christian did a good job. Oh, more than that, because he got pictures too. So he got, okay, hold on. So he's got, okay, so content wise, so these are the camera pieces. He got 1, 2, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we did a pretty good job with that. And they're short and they're sweet. So he's supposed to have 12, he got 15, and he captured pretty much the whole meeting. Plus there's some pictures in here. So now, and how we put them in there is once we got here, we come to 2023, and then we hit this arrow button and we say new gallery. So the new gallery will be TMT, chapter. We always use the line straight up and down, Alpha and Omega, Alpha, Omega. And the next thing would be the in-person second meeting. Okay. And so I hit the enter button. It then reorganizes it and puts it into alphabetical order, and it opens up a window, and now I can upload. And everybody knows how to upload, add photos and videos. And then you would put the SID card into the computer and upload whatever was in that file. And so once you have uploaded videos to a file, you come over to website and you go down the blog. And it's slow. I don't know why it's slow, but it's slow. Okay. And then, so here are all the blogs that we've created in the past. You would say, new post. And you would say second interest meeting. Second interest meeting. I mean, second, oh wait, well, no. Let's do Alpha. I'm gonna lead with your name. Alpha. And Omega. Alpha and Omega Media Production. Getting ready. Learning Alpha and Omega Media learning roles. Okay, and then let's just go over here to ChatGPT. You guys are familiar with it. You whatever prompt in. So let's just say we put in a prompt, and let's just say, okay, so let's just copy paste something that was left from the last. Put in a prompt, come in as Zenfolio, then I paste it. Okay, so join the movement. If you missed our first meeting, okay. So then what happens is now it's words. So then I hit the button of give it some space. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a photo in here. And I'm gonna go to select my content, and I'm gonna change my gallery, and I'm gonna go to whatever gallery I want. So we did, okay, so this is the HBCU Syndic. Okay, so let's just go in here. So there we go. Put that in there. I'm gonna insert that. And so now that picture, I think that picture is a little bit too big. So I'm gonna edit this photo. And I'm gonna come in. I can add a caption to it. I can set the layout to it. But I'm gonna set options. Hold on, I'm gonna set the layout, auto fit width. I'm gonna say I want to make it a medium thumbnail. Oh, that's too small. I'm gonna make it a little larger thumbnail. Okay, so let's see what that does. Okay, so that's pretty small. I like let me I wanted to kind of look like let's see, medium. Okay, so maybe that does better. Okay, I still don't like how that looks. I like the landscape of it. So do alignment. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. Okay, so whatever I want to put in there, I would actually stick in the photos, videos, embed whatever I want to, and then I just hit publish now, save and close. I can save and preview, so I can save it and preview it. I'm not gonna publish it because it's not really worth anything. So that's what happens. We've now created a blog post. Any questions on that? Okay. So let's go back to okay, so this is Kapwing. This is a service that we have. Oh, that's so this is very easy. So let me just show you guys. So we created the blog post, but then we still have, and you can actually put the blog post on Instagram and it'll be, I guess you guys probably need a director of communications or a marketing person. And Alex, I'm just going to tack this onto you right now to making sure that whatever we produce within the chapter gets to the Instagram page and to other pages. But then we use this service right here. Okay. Good evening, everyone. We're going to start by giving introductions. We're going to start with who you are, what is your classification, and what are your long-term and short-term goals. Alexander, we're going to start with you.
Okay, as I was already introduced as, my name is Alexander. I'm the president of Alpha and Omega HBCU TV, and I'm a graduating senior business and economics major. And basically, my goals are to bring in like a culture about HBCU campus life, and especially my future alma mater, Winston-Salem State University. And I'm looking to bring like a value proposition to whatever client that I am looking to make business with on behalf of Too Much TV Incorporated.
Okay. So this is Kapwing. This is another service that we use. I love this service because all you have to do is add media. Here, you upload the media. This is one of your tools, Jamal. Say for instance, I can pull a clip from YouTube. This is another service. So on YouTube, I upload all of the Zooms to the channel. You guys have a playlist.
with resources in the Black community so we can thrive and flourish.
I copy it.
And I would say
I'll come back to
just
complain.
one day, hopefully living on some land,
I
taking
paste
care of
it.
my family. That's some long-term goals for me.
And when I paste it, what happens is it now has this whole clip right there. And I can now, it's here. And I can now edit it. Throw some captions on it. And then like, I want to say about 30 minutes, you've got several clips that you can use with Kapwing. So after something is uploaded, you put the link in, you now have that from YouTube, you can break it down and it actually becomes content. Are there any questions so far?
We have to use this one, or we can use any other software.
What'd you say?
We have to use that one, or we can use any other software.
You can use any other software. If you have, Adobe is what I'm using when I'm serious about making wedding videos or corporate videos. I just like that software because a lot of times people be like, well, I don't have no memory on my phone and download it from Zenfolio and take it into another software on my hard drive. This will allow you to just take the link and it populates the video and then you can edit from there. So do you have another software in mind you want to use?
Yeah, like Adobe or CapCut, stuff like that.
Well, you'll be using that for serious production. This is just going to be for the social media aspect of it.
Okay. Well, I can use CapCut for that.
CapCut?
Yeah.
Okay. How much is CapCut?
It's free.
Okay. Let me look that up. I've never heard of that. CapCut. And does it allow you to take does it have a watermark on it?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, good to know. Okay. Okay. So CapCut sounds good. So do you guys think you can teach your tool for the training?
Yeah.
Between now and the 15th?
Say it again.
Between now and the training session, do you think you can teach your tool?
Oh yeah.
Because we can
no, I'm gonna need a little bit more time and studying, but I'll get it though.
Okay. And so, I mean, what I'm saying is that first training, instead of it being a training, it could be a straight production. Who has, what type of equipment does everybody have? Let's start with you, Jaden. What are you producing on?
I have my iPhone and a laptop. That's all that I got. That's why I'm like, yeah, that's all I got right now.
Well, that's good. I mean, the laptop with CapCut, I mean, this is taking a link and being able to edit right in the software. So you don't even need much. All you need is a laptop and an iPhone.
Okay.
Okay, Jamal, what about you?
I have a camera, as well as my phone. I record in 60 frames per second on my phone, so it looks like an actual camera. Well, my camera is better than most cameras, but I have my laptop as well. I have a drone. What else I got? I have like tripods and like little lights, but that's like for inside stuff, and I can probably use it for outside stuff too. Well, yeah, I can. And then my laptop and then the editing softwares and stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna teach. You're teaching. I mean, the director of production, you will be teaching.
Okay.
You ready? You ready? You showing up with equipment? You ready? So when you get into it, Jamal, what do you see yourself doing in what's your long-term goal?
I want to be an entertainer, so I want to produce movies and TV shows, and like also be on like be in front of the camera and stuff like that. That's where the entertainer part come in.
Okay. And why can't I see you, Jamal? Can't see. I mean, and the reason that I say that is because when we go into production, we're going to use this footage for, you know, for content. So just be ready when we come into these meetings. Y'all be ready to be ready to use this too as content.
Okay.
Okay. And so
I have a question.
yes.
So with these clips, will revenue be generated? Like with these episodes, will like revenue be generated?
Yes. That is the goal.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I had some ideas with that as well, but I'll save that for later.
Okay, I mean, I want you to start thinking about that because we're not just offering this free to the clubs. The clubs are going to pay you guys, and you will be as a club, you will be generating income, buying more equipment, paying yourselves. We already asked, can they pay themselves? Yes, because it's a lot of work. It's a production company. Y'all are media production company, and we have expenses. So yes, it will revenue. It will generate revenue, and not just amongst the clubs. The first goal is to be able to fine tune the process through the clubs, but then to start to handle local business within the community.
Okay.
Okay. So we got 2 minutes. I asked you guys to think about dues. So what do you want to set your dues as? This is the first piece of investing in yourselves. What are you guys comfortable with as far as dues are concerned? And do you want to set an annual due or as dues every semester? So that's the first question. Is it dues every semester or annual dues?
Like I had stated before, as the president, I was looking to like invest personally. But I think minimum wise, just this semester alone, I think $30 is a pretty good price.
Okay, so your president says $30. What do you think, Vice President?
I agree.
Jamal?
We'll all be like what would we be paying for with the $30?
I think it'll just be dues because you still need, I mean, we do, oh, let me show you, we do have a t-shirt. I mean, we do have a store where club members can then purchase like their paraphernalia, but this will be for a budget. So half of this budget comes to the TMT Youth Community Foundation. The other half is kept within your chapter. And you can spend your money on whatever you want to spend your money on, whether it's getting more equipment, whether it's then you turn around and pay for t-shirts for everybody. But I'm leaving it up to the chapter to be able to your discretion on what it is, on what you want to spend. For us, we're gonna put the money towards carrying the cost of the tools that we're using to be able to fund the chapters.
Okay.
So like if we pay for a seat, Adobe Pro, for even with the cost that we have with the Shaw students coming to assist. So in my mind, every chapter, every university is not set up the same way that Winston-Salem. We may want to go into some universities that don't even have a mass communications department. So we might have to turn around and fund that chapter. You guys are pretty lucky because Winston-Salem State has a radio station and a television station. So you probably don't really need to spend that much money on equipment. But really it's going to be in the future, probably equipment. And in addition to that, we want to be able to have a business development center. So we want to eventually take this off campus.
All right, I agree.
So I don't know what pushback we'll run into once we got African American children helping other African American children. So we always want to be independent, you know, from any institution, and be able to really bring up hubs that are full-fledged production media companies that are in and around you know, HBCUs or you know, economically challenged areas. So does $30 sound good for? So then that would be $30 a semester, $60 on an annual basis.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
When do
so
we need it due?
you set the date. You set the date on when you want to pay it by. Y'all can decide that next time. We don't have to decide now. 6:02. Y'all know I like to finish on time. Any other questions? Okay, so the next steps is that I'm going to be looking for the interest dates, the dates from Alex. I guess we're set up to be in another 2 weeks. I'm assuming, I forgot what the dates are. But we will the next in-person meeting should be next Thursday, right, Alex?
Yes, ma'am. I just got an email today that Cambry was actually reviewing the actual event, so it should be confirmed soon.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? All right. Well, thank you, and y'all have a good night.
All right, thank you, guys. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right, good night, everyone.
Good night, Jamal.